feeling on a certain moment of a film where you stop acting and you start living that moment?
So for me, it was
And
all
I
the
thought
scenes.
that's what you did throughout. You lived Mrs. Chatterjee. In fact, to the extent that it may have taken you a while to get that character out of your system, am I right? Or did you switch off?
No, I think I've still not switched off from the film.
Yeah.
Because I think each time I hear people talk about the film, or if I see the promo of the film, or if I watch the film, for me it's always Sagarika in my head. And it's about all the mothers or parents who are separated from their children for whatever reason. And that makes me really sad. And I feel the representation of this film, or the reason why this film is actually made, is because there has to be a bigger purpose for it, more than even a box office success. The purpose of this film is bigger than a box office success because it needs to create awareness.
Yeah.
It needs to create awareness amongst people who don't know about these cases, who don't know about these stories which are happening day in and day out outside our country. There are numerous parents who are suffering this, whether Indian, whether of other nationalities, but they are suffering this. And for me, I just hope that this film can bring about a certain awareness with the right people who have the right power to be able to do something about it.
Which brings me to you, Nikhil. When you announced this film, based on the true story of Sagarika Chakrabarti, maybe it was a footnote in history, but the authorities who need to know knew the story. Did you get was there any backlash?
Nothing. In fact, we
So
decided...
any plans for Norway?
Yeah, so in fact, we decided to shoot. We actually preempted, or we assumed, Kanan, we assumed that Norway will not want us to shoot in this film over there.
Yes.
So it was lockdown, it was pandemic, the pandemic was just getting over, lockdown was just getting over. We were supposed to shoot in March, it kept moving on till August, I remember, and we finally went and shot it in Estonia. When we were going to shoot in Estonia, everything is set. We got a letter from the Norwegian High Commission saying that that was the first communication that came, saying that, Norway, Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway, we are going to Estonia to shoot. Rani Mukherjee's first film outside Yashraj. That usual kind of a press note came out. And the Norwegian High Commission calls us up and says that, why are you not shooting in Norway?
Wow.
Right? Because we are completely, we have freedom of expression. And you should come over
My second shock moment of this interview, one is you've never met Sagarika, and one is that Norway themselves has reached out, where the title very
Clearly,
explicitly
exactly.
says Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway. Well, great. I mean, I think, as I said, this film is much more than just an emotional, beautiful, cinematic experience. It's also an emotion and a movement in many ways. But more than anything else, I'd like the audiences to know this, and everyone, members of the media, to know कि इस पिक्चर की जो खासियत है वो है कनेक्टिविटी. वो आप इस फिल्म से जो भी चाहो, आप जो भी हो, आप माता हो, पिता हो, भाई हो, बहन हो, जो भी हो, कोई तो रिश्ता आपका होगा, वो आप इमीडिएटली इस फिल्म से रिलेट कर पाओगे, क्योंकि ऐसा लगता है कोई आपका अपना आपसे छीन के जब चला जाता है फॉर नो रीजन, नो फॉल्ट. There's nothing worse than that. So I just feel like ये वो फीचर फिल्म है जो डीपली कनेक्ट करेगा to every member of an audience, everywhere, every single place. Now, before I come to a surprise that we have for you, Rani, I wanted you to know...
I hope it's a surprise and not a shock.
No, darling, why will I shock you?
Since we have shocked you twice.
Yes, now I don't want to...
Back.
I'll give it back to you, yeah. No, this is a surprise, I promise. Okay. Before we reveal the surprise to you...
it's a reveal?
It's a watch.
Oh, it's a watch.
It's a watch. But you're asking too many questions before I get to mine. I know you...
Actually, this is the first time you and me are sitting and doing something like this over a film.
Over a film, we haven't. Yes, we've done it over cups of coffee. But we haven't done it for a film.
Yes, and we did it last for Kuch Kuch
And I want to
Hota
tell
Hai.
you, when I read the announcement, I was mildly jealous because I was like, why is Rani not doing a Dharma production film? Like, this is like not fair. Though we won't tell everybody in the audience who sabotaged a certain Dharma production film we were going to do. We won't get into that.
But see, at least now people know that if they get me a good script, I'll work anywhere.
Yes, it's
just
a great,
rumor
it's
that
a great
they've spread
statement
about
out there.
me.
Because half the time people believe like you just won't do anything
Yeah, but
besides.
my husband works with so many other actresses.
And
Why
you-
should I not work with other producers?
Good, and rightfully
What is
said.
this?
Well done. Give it up for Rani Mukherjee, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And what was the husband's reaction was my question to the film.
To this film?
Yes.
Oh my God. He was deeply moved. I think, obviously, after he's become a father also. He was
And the
actually,
great thing is now
he
we
was
can.
in shock.
So before you give your answer, it's wonderful for everyone who's seen the romantics. We finally know that he exists, and that there is a person called Aditya Chopra who sits on the 4th floor of Yash Raj Studios. And now when we talk about him, it's not like he's the Loch Ness monster that we don't know if he exists or not. So yes, this person who actually exists in flesh and blood. What did he say?
So he was actually quite shocked seeing the film. And he was very deeply moved, which I don't think I've seen him so moved in any film. The last I think I saw him that moved was when Yash Uncle passed away. Yeah, when he saw the film, I think he was like, because he's a parent today, so obviously it will, like it hit,
Yeah.
like, and then he was very sweet. He just behaved like he didn't even give me like a front hug. He gave me like a side hug as if I'm his child. And he said, well done. So I was like, okay, thank you. So
Well,
it
that's more than Adi normally expresses, I want to say. At least you got a side hug.
yeah, I got like a side hug, like as if he's hugging maybe one of his so many children that are there in YRF, who he's grooming.
And I'm to waiting for that side hug when he says, well done. It hasn't arrived in the last 30 years.
So yeah, so it was quite a moment because yeah, Adi's very like he praises me behind my back. I think if he praises me in front of my back, he'll just think कि मेरे घर की लक्ष्मी मेरे सर पे डांस करने लगेगी. He tries to avoid that situation. He says ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा तो better है. But I think he couldn't stop himself. But I think he was really moved. To my shock. Like, I didn't realize that he would get so moved seeing the film.
Well, shocked and moved takes me to the surprise that I have for you.
Karan, there's one more thing I'd like to say.
Yes.
Since I'm talking to everybody here and the entire media is here, I would really like to say that the shoot of Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway happened in very trying times, as we discussed during COVID. And I want to say that the team in Estonia were really so well organized, the team there that we shot in. The entire shoot happened so well. So MA Films, Z Films, and of course Cuba Films, 3 of them, because it was, the shoot was supposed to be happening in a bubble, and it was the first time that I ever worked like that, apart from the shoot that I did for Bunty Bubbly 2, just few months back. But this was about an entire film that we're shooting outside the country. But it just went off so well. It's one of my most memorable shoots because obviously my daughter was with me. She was doing homeschooling there because it was homeschooling. So whatever happens with Mrs. Chatterjee versus Norway on 17th of March, regardless of what the outcome is, I would like to say that it's going to be one of my most memorable films in my career for more reasons than one. So thank you very much for bringing this experience to me, and thank you, Ashima, for thinking for me, for Mrs. Chatterjee, and thank you, Nikhil, for thinking that I would do it in spite of being bogged down by the rumors that I don't do outside films. Thank God you called.
I remember I finally sent her a message that, Rani, I just finished watching the DI and it's without sound and I'm still crying. And she messaged me back, who is this? Because she said that till today you are exactly like Adi, you have never ever said, good, how you're doing, you're so good, you're so, I just sent a random message, who is this?
You don't have Nikhil's number fed in your phone?
No, I have, but I was not believing that it's Nikhil's message. I thought
okay.
somebody's doing a prank. I thought his daughter or somebody must have taken the phone and just written some random message to see my reaction.
Well, I mean, I can assure everyone in the audiences that
No, I just hope you all feel the same.
No, everybody will. I can give you
also
that.
touch wood.
I can give you a cinematic assurance. As I said, this is undoubtedly your best performance to
Thank you,
date.
Karan.
But I'm sure there are many more to come.
Yes, and especially the ones coming from Dharma.
Yes, if someone doesn't stop me, if I don't get stopped on the
You have
way.
to just call me directly. Nikhil, call me directly.
Yes, I made a mistake of actually not calling you directly last time. Anyway, this is a surprise. I don't want to say anything more. You will see it for yourself at a screen behind
Okay,
you.
firstly, I want to ask them, are you guys going to watch the film in the theaters or no?
Yes, of course
Yes.
they will. Now watch your surprise. Yes, I'm presuming it's popping here. Sagrika not only saw the film, but we even saw her reaction while watching it. And it's just, when I saw this also, it was just heartbreaking because sometimes, you know it's your real life story. It's surreal to watch it enacted, but it's also you're reliving it. And it's never easy. It's never easy. I mean, for her to kind of go through the beats of that part of her life, as a mother you would know. But just her reaction, Rani, what do you have to say about just her reaction? It seemed just like heartfelt, organic, and just out there.
It's quite a surprise for me, and I don't know how to react actually. I can just say that I'm happy and relieved that she thinks the way she's thought, because it's her story, it's her struggle, and if she's given me full marks, then that's a very good beginning for me for this film.
And what is the first thing that you would say to her whenever in life you met her? And I hope you can meet her soon.
I don't know, I'm getting emotional now, I don't know why.
Because you just saw the mother watch it.
Yeah.
What would you want to say to Sagarika?
Just as a mother, I just want to tell her that I feel you and I understand what you went through.
Then tell her. Then tell her. Tell her, Rani.
Yeah, I'm telling her that.
No, but she's here. Tell
Where? Where is she?
her. She'll hear. Tell her.
Shut up.
She's here.
No. Oh my God.
और मैं आपसे कहना चाहूँगा क्यों है। बहुत बार हमारे सिनेमा में लाइफ स्टोरीज, ट्रू लाइफ स्टोरीज दर्शाए गए हैं, लेकिन हमेशा जो भी वो इंसान है जो जीवित है, उनकी मुलाकात हमेशा हुई है उस आर्टिस्ट के साथ जिन्होंने वो किरदार निभाया है। ये शायद पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है कि रानी मुखर्जी ने ये किरदार निभाया है मिसेस चैटर्जी का, लेकिन उन्होंने कभी पर्सनली उनकी मुलाकात सागरिका से नहीं हुई थी।
So cute.
तो यू आर ऑल्सो वेरी क्यूट, डोंट वरी। एंड यहाँ इन दोनों को मिलाना, thank you to MA, to Z.
I'd like all of you all to clap for Sagarika. She is the true heroine. How she fought for her children.
सागरिका,
हाँ?
आपको जब
Amazing.
आपको अपनी
Amazing.
जिंदगी की कहानी दिखाई गई तो हमने आपका रिएक्शन देखा, लेकिन आप कुछ कहना चाहोगे कि आपकी वो फीलिंग क्या थी?
एक्चुअली मेरे साथ जो हुआ है, एक्चुअली जब मेरे बच्चे को उधर से उठा ले गई थी, जो रिएक्शन रानी मैम ने दिखाया, वो मेरा पुराना याद पूरा वापस आ गया। और सबसे बड़ी बात ये मैं बोलना चाहती हूँ, एक मम्मी के लिए एक बच्चा सब कुछ है, और रानी मैम पूरी तरीके से उसको निभाया, और फिल्म में जो भी दिखाया गया वो बिल्कुल सही है। और आई डोंट हैव एनी वर्ड्स एक्चुअली, बिकॉज रानी मैम इज़ पोर्ट्रेटिंग माई कैरेक्टर वेरी ब्यूटिफुली, वेरी ब्यूटिफुली। इवन मैंने जब ये फिल्म देख रही थी, मैं इतना इमोशनल हो गई थी, तो मैं समझ नहीं पा रही थी कि मैं क्या बोलूँ। मैं उसके अंदर में घुस गई, ऐसे लग रहा है कि मैं दौड़ रही हूँ।
और मैं ये जानना चाहूंगा कि आप अभिज्ञान और ऐश्वर्या को ये फिल्म, आपके जो दोनों बच्चे हैं, आप कब दिखाना चाहोगे?
मैं तो दिखाना चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि पता नहीं है वो बच्चे भी रोएंगे देखने के बाद।
नहीं, हम नहीं चाहते कि वो रोए। इनफैक्ट उनके लिए ये एक वाकई एक बहुत गर्व की बात है कि उनके घर में ऐसी एक माँ है जो आप है। आपको बहुत तहे दिल से हम शुक्रिया भी करना चाहते हैं और आपको सम्मानित भी करते हैं, और आपको ये कहना चाहते हैं कि ऐसी माँ हर किसी बेटे को जन्म।
थैंक यू करण सर।
और मैं रानी से आखिर में ये कहना चाहूँगा कि रानी ने जिस तरह इस किरदार को दर्शाया है, निभाया है, बहुत कम एक्टर्स होते हैं जो आँखों से, दिल से, अपने पूरे जिस्म को उस परफॉर्मेंस में डाल देते हैं। और रानी, जो यू हैव डन, यू जस्ट ब्लू माई माइंड एज अ फिल्म मेकर। I would like to take this moment, this very, very special moment, to speak about the power of storytelling and content creation. And we spoke about how MA has maxed that to perfection with what they've done. I'd like to take a moment to talk about an illustrious studio, Z Studios, that is doing such incredible work in the zone of entertainment. To speak about our very, very talented and exceptional Ashima Chiba, who has actually told the story with so much beauty and nuance. So the two powerhouses of MA, I won't say three because Nikhil also knows the real powerhouses lies in the two ladies, Madhu Bhojwani and Monisha Advani. I'd like them to be on stage with us, please. I'd like to call the exceptional filmmaker Ashima Chiba on stage.